All right, today we're diving into ReachifyMe. It's one of those AI tools that promises to completely handle your personal brand on LinkedIn for you. Pretty tempting, right? So let's set the stage here. LinkedIn isn't just a website anymore. It's a massive digital city for professionals. And when I say massive, I mean over 1 billion people. That's 1 billion people, all trying to get noticed in the same crowded space. Which, of course, leads to the big question. In a sea of professionals this vast, how on earth do you stand out? I mean, really think about it. Building a personal brand that actually gets noticed, it takes a ton of time. And honestly, for most of us, it's a real uphill battle. Okay, so let's talk about the personal branding problem itself. Before we even get to the AI, what's the actual pain point that a tool like ReachifyMe is trying to fix? For anyone with a day job, trying to keep up with LinkedIn can feel like you've taken on a second, unpaid one. You've got to find the time to create content, you have to constantly come up with new ideas, keep an eye on what's trending, then you have to post at just the right time, and oh yeah, make sure it all sounds like you. It's a huge challenge to stay consistent. And that is exactly where a tool like ReachifyMe comes in. This is the AI solution on offer, promising to be your co-pilot and do all that heavy lifting for you. So what exactly is ReachifyMe? Well, think of it as your own personal content team, but it's an AI. It was founded in 2023 with one big idea: to help professionals build and manage their brand on LinkedIn by pretty much automating everything, from content creation all the way to scheduling and even analysis. And you can see their whole philosophy right here in their mission statement. They say they want to, quote, empower busy professionals to effortlessly create a remarkable online presence. Basically, their entire goal is to take this really complicated thing, personal branding, and make it super simple for people who just don't have the time. Okay, so let's get into the nitty-gritty. What does it actually do? Well, ReachifyMe comes with a whole toolkit designed to cover the entire process. You've got AI for generating content, a post editor, smart scheduling, a carousel generator. It even has tools to help you come up with ideas, hashtags, and headlines. And of course, some analytics to track how you're doing. All right, so let's look at the 3-step process. How does this thing actually work from the user side? Okay, they've really tried to make this as simple as possible. It's basically a 3-step dance. First, you build your AI agent. You feed it your website, maybe some documents, your social media links, anything to teach it your unique voice. Step 2, it gives you back a personalized dashboard. The AI chews on all that data, looks at market trends, and spits out a content strategy for you. And finally, step 3, you just choose, personalize, and schedule. You pick the posts you like, tweak them a bit in the editor, and tell it when to go live. The whole thing is built for speed. Okay, but let's be real. ReachifyMe isn't the only game in town, not by a long shot. So now we need to face the competition, and this is a bit of a reality check. 163. According to Traxon, that's how many active competitors ReachifyMe is up against in the marketing tech world. I mean, wow. The reason it's so crowded is simple. Everyone wants to be visible on LinkedIn, and let's be honest, it's gotten a lot easier to build a basic AI tool. But still, that is a lot of noise to cut through. And this table, this really paints the picture. When you line ReachifyMe up against some of its rivals, you start to see where it fits in. Look at a competitor like Autoposting.ai. It has what's called agentic AI, which is a fancy way of saying the AI can actually go out and do real-time research on its own. It's not just pulling from a static database. Then you have others like Taplio, with much more advanced analytics. Reachify's AI and analytics are more on the basic side. So what does this tell us? It shows that ReachifyMe is really competing on 2 things: being super easy to use and that attractive freemium price. So this leads to the classic promise versus reality situation. ReachifyMe promises this amazing, time-saving, AI-driven content, but what are people actually saying? Well, some critiques mention the content can come out a little generic or even robotic. That means you, the user, still have to jump in and do a fair bit of editing to make it sound human. And as we just saw, the analytics are often described as pretty basic. All right, so after looking at all that, let's get to our final verdict. Who is this tool really for? The data itself gives us a pretty big hint. Almost half of their website traffic comes from search. What does that mean? It means people are literally typing things like LinkedIn automation tool into Google. They know they have a problem, and they're looking for an easy entry-level solution, and that's how they find ReachifyMe. So this really helps us build a picture of the ideal user. ReachifyMe is perfect for people who value simplicity and affordability over a ton of bells and whistles. We're talking about solopreneurs who are just getting their brand off the ground,
or that busy professional who knows they should be posting and just needs a simple way to stay consistent. It's also great for anyone who wants to try out an AI tool using the freemium plan without committing any cash. At the end of the day, it's all about choosing consistency over complexity.
And that really leaves us with one final big question to chew on. As AI tools write more and more of our professional world, our posts, our profiles, our outreach, who is the real author of your personal brand? Is it still you, or is it becoming the algorithm?